Hi guys, Dr. Christine Hafer from Full Life Chiropractic, and part of our 12 Days of Wellness, I wanted to talk to you about gut health, how to improve your gut health over the holidays. So when it comes to gut health, the most important thing we can do is eat a great diet, and a great diet to me is our protein, our vegetables, and our fruits as our core of our diet. Clean proteins, clean vegetables, and then in-season fruits as much as possible. It's hard this time of year. Decreasing our pesticide and herbicide and toxin exposure, so drinking clean water, not putting things on our body that have lots of chemicals in them, decrease our use of plastics, all that stuff. Stress is another big one, so maintaining a moderate stress level. I know this time of year is probably one of the most stressful. It should be one of the most joyous, but it ends up being, especially for moms, one of the most stressful. So, breathing work, we have a couple good videos on how to maintain your stress during the holidays. And that will, if you can work on lowering your stress and moderating your stress better, that will help your gut health. But I want to give you some things you can be adding in as well this season so that you can make sure your gut is getting all the love that it needs to, all the things that it needs to do. So I like gut building foods. So my favorite gut building food is bone broth. Bone broth is super easy to make. It's high in minerals, it's high in L-glutamine, which is something that our gut needs, our whole body needs it and can manufacture it to a point, but our gut especially needs it. In conditions like leaky gut, we need extra L-glutamine, and it helps heal that gut lining up very nicely. So it's very easy to make bone broth. What I do is I will take some bones. So if you do prime rib for the holidays or turkey, you can take those bones, throw them in a crock pot, put a little bit of apple cider vinegar over, cover it with water, put in some minerals. Then I like to add things like garlic, onions, carrots, celery to give it a little flavor and a little bit more nourishment as well. And then it can simmer there all day, and then you can store it and you've got it for quite a while. So that's a great tip, super easy, and everyone in the house can just have a cup of bone broth if that's something that people are open to. Some of the foods that I love that are seasonal, pomegranate is the biggest one. So we do a lot of pomegranate in our house this time of year. You can get the whole pomegranate and open it up and everybody in the house can eat it, or they have pomegranate cups where the arrows are already out. It's usually the easiest way to do it. The other thing that's great is cranberry. People don't eat as much cranberry. We more eat that at Thanksgiving with our turkey. Sometimes we eat the canned version. It's better to get the whole version, but sometimes people like to muddle it up and put it in drinks, something like that. Two of the biggest prebiotic supplements are polyphenols I give to kids when we're working on, and adults too, but mostly kids, when we're working on gut health restoration are from pomegranate and cranberry, and I believe some blueberry as well. The next great food that you want to be eating every day, but especially around the holidays, is your vegetables. Vegetables that are cruciferous, that have a lot of sulfur in them, are wonderful. So cauliflower, you can do cauliflower rice, you can do roasted cauliflower. Broccoli, one of our favorite things in the house to eat is roasted broccoli. Things like Brussels sprouts are also good. They can be a little hard if you've had a past history of issues with FODMAPs, specifically small intestinal bacterial overgrowth would be an issue. So watch that. If you bloat a lot after those and you've been eating them for a while, it could be a sign of small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. Artichokes, onions and garlic are always wonderful. Again, they're high in FODMAP as well, but they have different types of digestible fibers that really support our gut health. And then ferment. So sauerkraut is probably the easiest ferment that we can be eating on a regular basis. You can eat a little bit every day. It's got good fiber, it's got good bacteria. Something like kimchi would also be helpful, or a nice clean yogurt. As far as food goes, that's the big ones. When it comes to supplements, we talk about things like prebiotics, probiotics. I like magnesium as well. So I'm a bigger fan of taking prebiotics on a regular basis, especially for our kids. Probiotics, I think, should be sort of a short-term thing. We can lead to some of that small intestinal bacterial overgrowth with regular forced supplement probiotics. So that's something we take after antibiotics. That's something we can take when we've had a gut issue or a tummy bug temporarily, but that should be a break. We do have a good one in the office that has some FOS and some L-glutamine as well that we use for a lot of our babies and kids and even adults. Magnesium is one of my favorite gut supplements. So there's different types of magnesium. I recommend magnesium glycinate on a regular basis. If you're having issues with gut movement, gut motility, magnesium citrate can be really helpful as well. There's the supplement called Calm that a lot of people know about you can take and help move things along. If you find that you get backed up along the holidays, you eat too many rich foods, things just aren't moving, then you can take the magnesium citrate. The other thing that we have in the office and recommend for a lot of reasons is the Element. So it's got electrolytes in it. It's got sodium, it's got potassium, which is really helpful for moving things along, and it supports the detox process in our body, and it has magnesium as well. So it's a nice, clean supplement, and it's something you take every day. You don't need a reason to take it. It's just something that gives your body the right type of electrolytes. And then if you're finding that you're just not doing well, I do offer a lot of gut work in the office. It's one of my favorite things to work on. Gut health is a root cause for all illnesses and the beginnings of disease in our body. So I do the GI map gut testing for my patients. It gives you intestinal health markers. It looks at what's growing in your microbiome. So we want lots of commensals. We don't want the opportunistic bad guys or the pathogens or parasites growing in the body. So we work on this a lot with our patients. But I hope you have a wonderful holiday season and love your gut.